Please. Woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Say hello. Living and loving with my mind set on spirit. I'm living and loving with my mind set on spirit. Living and loving with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Woo! Wow. Did you feel the love? Did you feel it? I felt it. Oh my gosh, I am Reverend Dale Olansky, and it is a joy to be here today with you. This is Spiritual Center of the Desert. So if you aren't supposed to be here, you are, because this is the place to be on a Sunday morning. Oh my God, it's just great. Today we have a fantastic service, as we always do. But we have a really special guest speaker, Dr. Ken Gordon, who, for those of you that don't know, he was a big deal in what used to be Religious Science International, and then he became the spiritual leader of the organization Center for Spiritual Living, which we used to be a part of, but we went our separate ways, but we're still in love with each other. So we've got Dr. Ken to give us an inspiring message today. But first of all, I want to know if anybody is here for the first time today. Anybody, this is your first time here at our center. Wonderful. We just want to say hello. If you don't mind, we're not going to embarrass you today. Not too much.
Hi, my name's Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I used to come here years ago when I was a kid. I went to religious science, church camp, and everything else.
Oh, my God.
Just moved back into the area. I'm delighted to be here.
Wow, welcome. Oh, glad to have you here.
Hello, my name is Karen, and I'm from Lake Las Vegas, and looks like a fun church.
It is. Welcome.
Lake Las
Oh,
Vegas.
honey, we haven't even started. Who else is new here? for
I
the first
love
time?
how everyone gets outed by their friends.
I know, right?
That is the best.
It's part of the, what is it, there's a word for it. Hi, how are you?
Hi, my name's Carol. I'm actually from Honolulu, Hawaii. And if anyone's ever gone to the Unity Church there, I absolutely loved it. And this, to me, is just beautiful.
Oh,
It will
thank
be a part
you.
of my life from now on.
Wonderful. Well, we're brothers and sisters to Unity, so thank you, welcome. Anybody else? We have another person over here. Hi, good morning. Reverend William is coming to say hello.
Hi, I'm Christine, or Christy. I just moved here a month ago, and I found you online, and I
Excellent.
loved what you had to say.
Woo! Welcome. Oh, so nice to meet you.
I saw somebody
Anybody
pointing
else?
over here.
I think we've covered it. Okay.
All right.
So, we've got another
wait.
person.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Look at you. You're getting your exercise, man.
Thought you were getting out of here under the radar.
Good morning.
My name is Susie, and I moved here a couple years ago, and I just happened to be driving to a book club a couple weeks ago and saw your sign.
Excellent.
I thought, oh my gosh. So I went home immediately and checked it out because we originally started at the Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado.
Oh, fabulous. Hey, welcome. Oh, wonderful. I'm glad. Those signs work. Thank you. Well, for those of you that stood up, we have another person. Does she want to stand up? Oh, sorry. Oops.
Needs a marathon when you can just come to center.
This is the last person. Okay.
And she's got her Adidas on. I love it.
Hello, my name is Pamela, and I'm not new to the desert, but I'm new to this facility. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Welcome. So we've got a gift for those of you that are here for the first time. Just go out to our little patio area right outside the front door, and Dr. Laura will be there with a gift. And if you want to sign up and be a part of our email blast, we'll add you to our list. And this is a great place to be, and we're really glad you took a chance and joined us here today. And this is just going to be exquisite. That's what I know. The cool thing about our philosophy that I just love so much is that it's freeing. And normally at this time of the service, I talk about what we teach. And I see the yawning going on back there. I know, I get it. But as I was driving to the center today, and I looked over to the car that was next to me, and there was this beautiful, I think it was a golden retriever, and it was hanging its head out the window, and it had that it was just so in the moment and happy and joyful with the breeze and everything. And I thought, this is what we teach you. We teach you how to be that dog, hanging your head out the window and going, yeah, life is great. That's what we teach you, all right? Okay. That's all I need to say, right? I never get applauses after I teach about the law of cause and effect and, we're all God. Anyway, so I want to say thank you for being here today, and we're ready now to start the musical inspiration. So I believe that Alicia is going to come out and wow you. Pardon me? Oh, I'm sorry, it's Francesca. Oh, Francesca. I'm sorry, we have so many singers. Thank you.
There will be better days, there will be brighter nights, and even better ways to deal with lonely nights. With every broken heart, another chance to start. There will be better days. There will be other springs and even bluer skies. For every new day brings a special new surprise. With every tear that falls, another morning calls. There will be better days. Now though it seems that hope is lost and all has gone astray, keep your dreams at any cost. Love will find its way. There will be someone new who'll help me give again, and they'll know what to do to help me live again. And when the fear has passed and love is here at last, there will be better days. Now there's only rain in sight and darkness at your door. Wait a while and you just might find there's something more. For if there's sun again to drive the rain away, something will come again to take the pain away. And when the midnight cries, my eager heart replies, there will be better days.
And so we're going to take a few minutes now to get into some meditation and soft music. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just take a moment to set aside anything you've been carrying in your mind. Just set it down now and open up your heart to this moment. Just connect with that deep well of infinite love and peace that dwells within you. Relaxing your body. And feel your soul right now. Just feel what that feels like. And just take another breath of air in. And as we exhale, dropping a little bit deeper, opening up to the power, the flow of life, the peace of our soul.
To the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment here, to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Let us take another deep breath. Let's settle into our chairs, recognizing the depth of spirit. Spirit, life force, that is joy, harmony, peace, ease, the comfort of fellowship, of knowing the vibrant, limitless energy that is spirit, that is available in each and every moment, that lives in, as, and through all. And I know that this spirit infuses my entire body, that surrounds with joy, that is ever present, ever powerful. And as this is true for me, I know that this is true for all. That spirit, that vibrant energy is within each and every one of us, surrounds this center, infuses what happens here with this vibrancy. And so I'm knowing that this joy is ever available. And as we feel the depth of spirit in our hearts, as we focus our energies into our hearts, knowing that all is unfolding perfectly in each and every moment. And so as I focus on this beautiful, vibrant moment, I'm knowing that all is well. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I know this is so true, that this unfolds beautifully in my life, in our lives, that we notice the little surprises. And so I'm very grateful for this awareness. And so I release my word as law, knowing it is done right here, right now, perfect. And together we say, and so it is.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. I awake to this holy silence. I hear all that has ever been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. I awake to this holy silence. I hear all that has ever been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. You find God. You find yourself. And we find God. We find ourselves. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me. Out of the ruins and rubble, out of the smoke, out of our night of struggle, can we see a ray of hope? One pale thin ray, reaching for the day. We can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels. We can build a city of men. We may not reach the end, but we can start slowly but truly, bending brick by brick, heart by heart. Now, maybe now, we start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels. We can build a city of man. When your heart is all but shattered, and your faith is all but killed, you can give
blessed. Really to have this musical team here that really such a big part of our service. Thank you guys. Thank each and every one of you. I mean, really, it opens up your heart for the message. And today, as Reverend William would say, buckle up, Buttercup, because I feel so privileged and honored to introduce our next guest speaker, Dr. Ken Gordon. I've known him for over 20 years. When I was a recording secretary, I was teasing him this morning. I usually sat on the left hand of God, but he reminded me that sometimes I got to sit on the right side of God, which was Dr. Ken when I was taking the minutes. I'm sure he'll tell you his story, but he began his ministry here under Dr. Tom Costa, was also his teacher. And you know how fabulous Dr. Tom Costa's ministers are. And Dr. Joe was one also, and we were just so blessed. But then he left and went to Kelowna, and him and his beautiful wife, Deb Gordon, Dr. Deb, they just retired, and now they are just traveling the world, spreading their light, their joy, as they've done for years wherever they go. So please give a warm, warm welcome to Dr. Ken Gordon.
Gosh, it's nice to be here. I don't know whether I want to get up there or not. So is it okay if I stand here? Can everybody see me? Maybe if I stand up the short people can see me too? No, I know you fell off that, so. Oh, Dr. Laura's quite right. We did grow up here, and I've got to tell you, Deb and I are sitting over here right now saying, oh, I think the stage used to be over here a little bit. And Costa used to come and rub his rock that he built on there. We see Joe's rocks up there now, too. I'm not going to mention anything else. And it's so fantastic. You know, you are falling in line to such a great lineage. And with Dr. Laura and Reverend Dale and Reverend William, and of course your beautiful Elizabeth, who reminds me of Wanda Godby, if anybody's that old and been around that long. Yeah. You know, it's just spectacular to come here. This was always a place that transformed my life. It really did. Reverend Dale, last week I was here, and she was talking about how she used to be a searcher. And when she found this place, she stopped searching because she discovered something. And I could relate so strongly to what she was talking about. Because it was here that I came, that I found a place to be able to ground my own energy in something that I believe to be true. To be able to have something awakened within me. Because, you know, nobody ever teaches us anything. What we do is we recognize when they're speaking to us what already resonates with us. And to come here and have that resonant feeling, that resonant sense connect with us is just a fantastic thing. And I'm not sure whether it's happened to everybody here, but I'll tell you, when I first was here and sat at the very, very back over there, and the sanctuary was set up somewhat different than it did now, I can remember that something happened. Something that drew me back. Well, at least after the first week when Deb insisted we come back, because I was going to the Catholic church where they keep all the Cadillacs. But the second time I came back, the first time I came here, actually, Raymond Charles Barker, Dr. Barker, who wrote The Power of Decision and several other great books, was the speaker at the time, and I didn't really care for him that much. He was a little stolid for me. But the next time I came, Dr. Tom introduced himself at the beginning of the service, and at the end of the service, he remembered my name. And the second time I showed up, he remembered my name again, and Deborah's, and our 2 children at the time. And I'd never been remembered before. We were farming down below Indio, in south of Indio. We had a big farm there, and we were farming, and I thought I was invisible in life. And all of a sudden, I had this person who saw life in me and the spark of life in me. And it moved me deeply. And so I kept coming and kept coming and kept coming, and he kept coercing me, and we got involved in all the classes. William was telling me he really didn't know what he was going to do with his ministry once he became a minister. And it was the same thing with us. Even when we graduated, both Deb and I thought, we're only in this for the intellectual pursuit of being in the class and the people. More the intellectual pursuit. But at any rate, 40 years later, or 35 years later, here I am retired after building a church. I've got a picture that I'd like to show of, just to prove that I actually was here. At home, we have an altar, and on the altar, we have the Buddha, and we have various religious artifacts and things like that we've gathered over the years. And we have a picture of Dr. Tom. We came by it honestly and accidentally, but we thought, well, he's our teacher, so we might as well hold it up because he transformed our lives. You transformed our lives. The energy in this center transformed our lives. We had an experience where we awakened to what the truth of our being was. And we learned the basic principles and the basic rules and then began to put them into effect. I remember Dr. Tom standing up here saying that he'd been in religious science for 20 years, but religious science had been in him for only 10. And that's the way it is you kind of embrace it and you envelop it and you embody it into who you are, and suddenly it becomes normal. You know, if you're in this room, you probably don't think like everybody else. Seriously, you probably run into it all the time. You run into people who are talking about something, and at least in my case, I'll speak for myself, I just can't get my head around it anymore. I just can't understand what they're talking about. I don't see the depth of the fear that they're talking about, or the misgivings, or the horrible life that they're chattering about all the time. And it's not because science of mind is in me, although that's part of it. It's because science of mind woke something up in me that's always been there, and wakes something up in you that's always been there. It's always resided there. It's not something new. It's not something fresh. It's something that we need to remember, though, that we need to bring back into our minds. And one of the things that I discovered in my life is I'm a really slow learner. I really am. The minute that I get away from the energy of be reminded of what I know to be true, I begin to forget it. Anybody else like that? Like literally, you know. When we used to teach, we'd teach for 32 weeks. We'd do Sunday services every Sunday, but then we'd go for 32 weeks, we would teach our Science of Mind class. And I'd always, at the end of 32 weeks, be so grateful when it was over and the summer was out, so that means I could take the summer off. And 3 weeks into the summer, I'd begin to forget, and I'd begin to fall back and regress into the person I was before I found this teaching. And so I could hardly wait for September to come so that I could begin teaching again, so that I could be reminded of the truth that I knew to be so that I quit being swayed, pulled, and moved by, as many have said, the metote, the fog of life, to yank me over to the side. Last year in February, as a matter of fact, I was asked to take care of my granddog. My daughter has a Great Pyrenees. Anybody know what a Great Pyrenees looks like? Most tactile beast in the world, a canine in the world. She eats apples like she's a squirrel. You know, they use their hands and everything. Sweet, sweet animal, gorgeous animal. 110 pounds. Last February, she was 18 months old, 110 pounds. She was a brat. But my daughter said, would you take care of her? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll take care of her. So she brought her over to the house, and we put her up in the house, and she spent the evening with us, and then slept at the foot of the bed and did all the right things that I like dogs to do, you know, was there as constant companionship, chewed up Deborah's slippers, did all the things that I take joy in life. So in the morning, the next morning, I get up and I think, you know, I'm going to take her for a walk. So I put her on a leash and I go outside, and it's February in Canada, in Western Canada, and the snow is almost gone. It's not too bad. And I get her outside, and we have a driveway that goes down through a pine forest. It's about 80, 90 feet long, I would think, and it's almost steep downhill. Like you really need good tires or a four-wheel drive to get up in the winter. And it's all paved, so it goes down to a street. And I walk out there, and I think I'm going to take her around the block, and there's a forest behind her. I'm going to take her up through the forest and then bring her back, and she'll be tired and maybe be more behaved, because 18-month-old dogs are brats. So I get her out, and I come down the stairs, and I'm standing at this top of the driveway, and I'm looking down the driveway, and she sees this elderly gentleman walking down the street with a Pekingese on a leash. This dog wouldn't hurt a flea. This dog is one of the most loving dogs you can possibly imagine. I've never seen her be vicious at all. But she's 18 months old, and she's 110 pounds of four-wheel drive. And I'm totally not prepared for it. So I walk down, and I see, and I say, "Oh, Bella, don't," and Bella goes. And she goes down that driveway like a rocket, headed for this Pekingese. And all I do is get pulled off my feet, and I literally am running down this driveway, great big steps, thinking, this is not going to end well, because it flattens out at the bottom. And she hits the bottom, and so do I, on my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder. And I roll over, and I thought I'd broken my arm, and I was going through PTSD, and I'm laying there, and I'm passing out. And I look up, and the man with the Pekingese is holding the Pekingese in his arms, cuddling it in his arms, like to see me do that with Bella, cuddling in his arms, and he comes over and he looks down at me, and I'm laying there, and I'm thinking, he's going to say something like, what? What would you say? You okay? Do you need help? Can I aid you in some way? So I'm just looking at him, in and out of consciousness, and he says, why didn't you let go of the leash? I'm well trained in not responding as I probably felt like. I do remember when I finally struggled up to the door and rang the doorbell, because Deborah always locks the door. And she opened the door and saw me pale with the dog yanking on me all the time. I said, he asked me why I didn't let go of the leash. I am such a slow learner. Seriously. And I think my observation of humanity is a lot of us are. You know, we hang on to something even though it might hurt us. We grasp onto it, and we don't surrender, we don't let go. We just hold on to it because it's the way we're trained to do it. At least it is for me. I don't know why I didn't let go of the leash. Perhaps I thought the dog would run away, although I don't think it would have. Maybe I thought the dog would scare the man, which I think it probably did. But I held on to it because I am so darn responsible. I held on to it because you're supposed to walk your dog on a leash and hold on to it. I held on to it because it was the thing I was taught I was supposed to do to tend and care. And then, after I got home from the hospital, I began to contemplate that statement. And it really turned from anger and pissed-offtivity into a sense of wonder and a contemplative moment. How many times in my life have I not let go of the leash? How many times in my life have I not surrendered and allowed something different to take place, but instead bullheadedly, stubbornly, tenaciously pounded my way, trying to think that I could fix it? Health, wealth, creative expression, loving relationships, all of the things that we know to be true, each and every one of them in one way, shape, or another, I've tried to hold on and fix because I think that I know what the answer is. I think that I'm the one who's responsible to do it. I think that I'm the one who can figure out how to fix everything. And I think that no matter what I blunder into, I can inevitably get my way back out of it because I'm smart. And I'm not. I'm not as smart as the power that moves the cosmos, which is what we call God or infinite intelligence or goddess. I'm not that bright. And my guess is most of us aren't. You know, I used to teach my students in Science of Mind 1. I tried to build an oak tree, but I couldn't get the molecules to fit. But there's a power in the universe that is greater than I am, that does it in perfection. And that when I surrender, when I give up to this power will pick up and make everything work in perfection. What did Mary Oliver say in her great poem? Everything comes, and everything comes cordially. But to do it, it requires that we surrender to something. Every step I've taken, everything I've thought has brought me to this time. There is a power that's out there that knows how to do it. And the teaching that we teach, as Reverend Dale has said, is a teaching that brings that into our heart so that it might be utilized if we're intelligent enough to be able to use it and remember that it's there. Now, Dr. Tom used to teach us, or teach me at least, he said, you know, whenever you speak to a crowd, you've got to understand someone probably cried themselves to sleep last night. And your job isn't necessarily to transform the room, although that would be the ideal. It is to be able to make a point for one human being which changes their experience and changes their life. So my question, just off the top of my head, and I don't really want a response or an answer, is I know that someone in here is holding on to something and hasn't let go of it because they think they can fix it and they're frightened to let go of the leash, even though it's pulling them down a hill to pain, whether it be mental, emotional, physical. This teaching is a marvelous teaching. And it always reminds me, as a matter of fact, of the 12-step program, which tells us that everyone surrenders sooner or later. Unfortunately, most surrender when they hit the bottom, when they hit the floor. What this teaching did for me was it taught me that I don't have to surrender when I hit this, that I actually have the ability to surrender here, or here, or here, or here. And as we practice this, and as we use it in our lives, we learn more and more that our goal is to surrender it up here. So that what we can do is solve the disadvantage, the conflict, the pain, the anguish, the hurt. We can leave it here rather than wait until it does some deep, deep harm. I have a practice that I do sometimes. I don't do it often because I don't need to. But when I run into conflict in my life in a deep way, And believe me, 21 years in leadership of CSL and RSI, there's moments. When I run into it, what I do is I sit down. Actually, that's not true. First thing I do is try to fix it. And it never works, or seldom works. And things begin to escalate, and it begins to get worse. And then I get frustrated, and I get upset. And then, if it were my want, it might be yours, I begin to vent it and complain to people. I begin to develop all of those attributes that are so hard on me, such as hate and anger, or unreleased anger. And then what happens is I finally remember that I've been given these tools, this teaching. And so I get to go and I sit down and I begin to ask myself some basic questions. What am I frightened of? What's my fear? Am I frightened the dog's going to run away? Am I frightened it's going to hurt someone? Am I frightened it's going to get hurt? And then I ask myself, what if that in fact happened? And what I find is that I have the ability to be able to make my problems so huge that they're life transforming. But I don't necessarily have the ability to make my faith so huge on a regular basis without conscious thought to make it life transforming. So I begin to change, and I begin to bring myself over and say, well, what if I lost all my money? What would happen? What if I lost my title? What would happen? What if I lost my love? What would happen? Even what if I lost my life? What would happen? And when I get to do that, what I get to see is what the fear behind my holding on is actually motivated by. And when I can recognize that fear and see it for what it is and realize that the consequences of that fear are really minor compared to what I'm doing holding on to it, I allow myself to let go of it. I've had it happen in my relationships. I've had it happen in my work. I've had it happen in my finances. And I've had it happen in my health. And when I surrender, when I finally come to that point where I'm willing to say and go to what I call the to hell with it consciousness, and I can say that because it's in the Bible, the to hell with it consciousness, and say, oh, to hell with it. What happens is everything transforms and changes. I walk through the veil of my own limitation and step into a light and a brightness, and everything looks better. I'm frightened I'm going to lose my wife and my children. When I go through that osmosis and step to the other side, what I find is it's deeper and richer than it's ever been before. When I surrender my fear of my health and step into the other side, what I find is that my vitality in my life and my being is more conscious in me than it ever has been before, and I am more powerful and healthier than I've ever been before. When I surrender my fear of losing money, what I find is I step into it and new opportunities are drawn and attracted to me that I can pick up because I'm not burdened by holding on to the other. Suddenly you become free because you're willing to give it up. But you can't go from here to there without letting go of here. It's impossible. So that surrender and that letting go gives you the freedom to step into a new life, a new way of being, a new experience, a new prosperity, a new love, a new vitality, and a new you. This is what this teaching teaches us. And it's not just taught in churches like this. It is the basic foundational truth of just about every major religion, if you take all the dross off the top, including us. And then what you do is you discover what is actually behind it, which is the awakening and the transformation of your own being, not so that you can become something different, but so that you can recognize that you were different in the first place. We don't have to find something, learn something, know something. What we need to do is awaken to the truth of who we are. And that's the promise of heaven right there laid out for us. I can't believe after 30 years, 40 years, that I forget that sometimes. Just like I can't believe that I'm here speaking to you beautiful people. We've been connected for, whether you know it or not, decades. I see one of our old teachers, Reverend Sheila, there. One of our classmates, Reverend Tony, has come. I have so many fond memories. And I would have never started a church in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, if I hadn't been prepared to let go of this place. And when I return, it's bigger, better, greater, sweeter, brighter, and lighter than it ever has been before. And I thank everybody for keeping it that way. And I ask you to do your spiritual practice. Wake up. Be aware, awake, and alert. And know you're loved and honored. Thank you.
If you ever want to come to Southern California, you have a place here. We'll give you a speaking gig. You can stay over in our little residence over there. Wasn't that amazing? Was that not amazing? Oh, thank you, Dr. Ken. Thank you. Well, I would like to invite the ushers to come forward. And this is the part of our service where we give and we receive. It's all about the offertory and the exchange of energy, because there's a lot of really great exchanging of energy that takes place here. And we love to feed you guys. We love to give you this spiritual manna to put into your heart, to take out into your world so you have that great life. And so right now we're just asking whatever's on your heart to give, please just give and know that as you give, you receive. And so for those of you that are watching online, you can give through our website, or you can call in your credit card or send a check. We accept all forms of payment, I will just say that. So at this time, let's put if you have your love offering, you want to put it on your heart, or just put your hands on your heart and say this prayer with me. Here we go. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
When spirit walks.
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 He washed my fears away.
Oh, happy day.
Oh,
let's go ahead and just bless this beautiful, beautiful bounty that you gave. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So let's say this together. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. And as this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, everyone. So I would like to invite Reverend William up to join me we have a lot of announcements, everybody. So buckle up, Buttercup. We're going to make it as entertaining as possible. Good morning.
You may use it any time.
Thank you. Yeah, we like that. So 1 Minute Miracles. We'll start with that.
1 Minute Miracles over in Costa Hall in the Ohm Room. The door is open. If you have anything that you need help in working through, or better yet, working towards, prayer is always the starting point. So please join us over in the Ohm Room for 1 Minute Miracles.
Yeah, I think Christine and Sharon will be there. Just go outside the door to your right. You'll see a building there. A door will be open, and they'll be there to welcome you and give you a nice prayer. So next, speaking of Christine Cummings, we have her grief group. It's not. Oh, no, that's not supposed to be there. Never mind, I did not say that. Can we go to the next slide? That was left over from last week. You've got something to talk about.
Here you go. The men's group is hosting a potluck. Everyone is welcome. We are not doing the cooking, or at least some of us may be doing it, but what we wanted to do is create a sense of community. So the 2nd of April, the day after April Fools, we are going to have a potluck immediately after service. So we want each and every one of you to sign up there out on the quad area to your favorite dish. And I don't want pumpkin pie. I'm so tired of pumpkin pie. Make something that resonates with you as a child, that's something your grandmother made or something that you made for your children. So please sign up on the patio and bring something so that we can all get together and have a wonderful day after service.
Awesome, that sounds fun. So we've got an exciting event planned. Sorry, it's just for the ladies. On April 15th, which is a Saturday, Karen Drucker is going to be giving a mini retreat for us women, and it's all about finding peace and calm during turbulent times. We have a sign-up sheet out in that same area out there. It's $99, and you get a full day, and there's lunch and all kinds of good stuff. So if you're interested, please sign up. And she's also going to do the service the next day. She's doing the talk and the music. It's going to be very, very special. So come see us if you want to sign up for that workshop. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, she has some great energy.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Oh, and then named after Dr. Laura, The Shack. We are having a movie night.
This Wednesday. This Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
The movie's free. However, we're charging $5 for popcorn and water. And if you would like to donate more, that would be wonderful. But it's, again, another way that we are creating community here at the center. It will be here in the sanctuary up on this beautiful screen, and we're going to be showing The Shack. If you have never seen it, it is such a wonderful, wonderful movie.
A great spiritual message. It's just beautiful. Yes. So join us for that. And, here's you again.
Here's me again. I'm loving this. Okay, so the men's group. Well, if you haven't noticed, I've created a new slide for us. Men's group, we meet on the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of the month. On this slide, you'll notice that there is a Zoom room number as well as the passcode. So if you don't feel comfortable signing up on the foyer and putting your name and email address out there, you can always refer back to our website, and through the rolling slides, you will see it, and you can join us this coming Tuesday.
7 p.m. Okay, great. Okay, so we've got something that it used to be called Wine and Wisdom. It is not called that anymore. It's now called Cocktails and Conversation. And that's taking place Friday, March 31st at 6 p.m. out in our garden area. And Reverend William, myself, and Dr. Laura have a really fun experience for you to have. And what we're doing that's changing it up a bit, we're going to have you bring us questions and put them in a jar, and we're going to reach in that jar, and we're going to do our ministerial thing, right?
Put us to the test, baby. That's all I got to say. Put us to the test.
Yeah.
And it will be, try to stump the teachers.
Yeah. But we would love for you to join us. It's not just alcohol. We will have sodas and whatnot. It's just a nice time to come together, to have conversation, and just experience a lovely evening on our garden.
It's about community.
Yeah.
It really is about community.
It is.
So yes, there will be non-alcoholic as well out there.
Yeah, there you go. So we're doing the Seder, just to let you know the date has changed. So the Passover Seder will be actually when it should be, the first night of Passover, which is Wednesday, April 5th at 6 p.m. And it will be, I think it's going to be over in the Custa Hall area. It's $50. And for those of you that don't know what a Seder is, it's basically this service of sorts where we go through a trip to the desert. We put that there because my dad used to say during Passover, he'd say, this is how he said it. He said, "Okay, Jews, are you ready for your trip to the desert?" That's how we started it off. He was very sarcastic and irreverent, but that's what it is. It's the experience of the Jewish people from bondage to freedom, and it's a real lovely, there's some ceremonial stuff with it. So there's going to be a little bit of that. There's going to be eating some Jewish food and wonderful cuisine, and we're also going to have Israeli dancing so we can work off all that we've eaten afterwards. So it's going to be fun.
I can't wait. I am so interested in other faiths and how they celebrate. And so I am so, as being a non-Jew, I am so excited to be part of this because I really want to find out the traditions that other people have and really honor them because it is all beauty and all spirit. Like Dr. Ken Gordon was saying, everything is spirit unfolding.
Right.
And so I'm learning, I'm excited to learn more.
Yeah. Oh, and
So
there is a
please join
sign up.
us.
Yeah, there's a sign up sheet. If you could sign up if you're interested, just so we can get a head count, know how much food to bring, because you're going to bring the brisket, I know.
I'm bringing the brisket, baby.
Yeah. I love it. So what do we've got Friday? We've got so much going on. We've got sound immersion is this Friday, 6 p.m. Be here. David Flint and I will be taking you through a wonderful sound bowl experience with meditation, with the gong, with the sound bowls, and some other fun things. It's just, I love the look on people's faces when they leave here. They're just in such a different state of consciousness.
Yes.
It's just, and they take it out with them. It's great.
You guys are unbelievable at what you can do in this place. It is
as
truly
you-
remarkable.
Thank you. And what else? Is that it? That's it. Do you want to pray us out today?
Sure. Why
Okay,
the
well,
heck
let's do some
not?
gratitude first. First, I want to thank Dr. Ken and Dr. Deb for being with us. You, just a great talk, just perfect message. Thank you. And I want to thank all of the musicians, to Bob and to Jeff and Scott, and for Alicia and Francesca and Mike. You guys knocked it out again, as always. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I tell you what, I'm going to come down.
And thanks to the guys in the back who made it all happen, to Uriel and Gilmore and Stephanie and Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Gold. And no, she's not a religious science minister, but man, she's a minister of the soul, and she runs this place like no one's
other.
business.
Talk about a
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
In this beautiful place, in this beautiful time, I just breathe. Letting go of the leash with love, knowing Spirit is not only right here and right now, but it is everywhere, instantaneously. In that knowing, I know life unfolds perfectly. Regardless of the scenery, of that background noise, I know life inside, right here, is perfect. It resonates with me. I say, yes, this is my life. And because I know it's the truth for me, I know it's the truth for each and every one of you here. So in this moment, just breathe in and feel that love, that power, that warmth. Feel that breath. And just know that right here is the beginning of your life. And it is perfect. So I'm filled with such gratitude knowing that this love, this life, this breath is within me. And I recognize it in each and every one of you. And so with love in my heart, I can just let it go. Let that leash go. And just live. Just be. So as I release my word to the law, as law, in law, I'm just filled with gratitude. So I would love for each and every one of you to say with me, and so it is.
Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me to be kind. It's up to me to be thankful. It's up to me. It's up to me. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Oh yeah, every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Have a good Sunday.